Come with me to see the Trump Tower in Chicago.
We're here. I came all the way over here to do this.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Just wanted to touch base with you guys when I mentioned that I would like to do a live soon. I know I went a little bit radio silent on the idea. Don't worry, it's still there. That's part of the process I'm working on right now. I am trying to put together a really busy month of August. I found my month of July was a little bit slow. I looked at it at the end of the month. I only did 22 videos. There's no reason for me not to do any more than that. So what I'm currently doing is recording videos in bulk. I'm trying to build up enough where I can actually take a few days off so I can concentrate on getting this live thing going. Because there is a few things I have to do, a couple graphic things I have to put together and whatnot to actually try and get this up and running. I got to get in touch with my buddy Drunk Pinata so he can kind of coach me through what the hell I'm supposed to do. But once we finally do get a live out there, and if it goes well, we could possibly do it on a weekly basis if you guys are down for it. So I'm hoping for the Friday after this one. It should be all good then. But as usual, I'm starting to jibber jabber a little bit too much. Let's stop wasting time. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna fucking crash out. Why are we following the law? Why do we have to follow the law? President of the United States doesn't, this administration doesn't have to fucking follow the law, but we have to keep getting in our jobs, going in our cars, being good little fucking worker bees, paying our taxes, contributing to the system that doesn't give a fuck about us, and is stripping us from every fucking social benefit we could ever possibly fucking have while getting tax cuts to the fucking rich. 34 count fucking rapist felon, denying the fucking Constitution, have masked men on the fucking streets, refusing to show identification. What the fuck is going on? But I have to keep just being a good little person? But if I was a felon, I couldn't vote. But one can run the fucking country? Congress, useless. SCOTUS, useless. These checks and balances that we believed would stop these things from happening, these atrocities that are fucking happening right now, to stop us from turning into a dictatorship, aren't working. The system's fucking useless. But I have to just keep contributing to... What the fuck? We will never come back from this. Ever.
What up, beautiful people and maggots? This message is for Donald Trump. Donnie, you'll never be Barack Obama. Ever. You are, for the second time, the worst president in our history. And I don't think anybody will take away that prize from you, ever. In 7-8 months, you've proven again what a disgusting human being you are.
People be like, why would you want criminals in the country? Y'all voted for one. Until y'all give a shit that y'all voted for one for the president, we won't give a shit about them being in our country. Idiots. Checkmate, bitch.
Put my mask on, wear it everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. Put your mask on.
So, did y'all see that American Eagle marketing campaign with Sydney Sweeney? Yikes. From a consumer standpoint, that was one of the most uncomfortable marketing ads I think I've ever seen. But what do I know? I'm just a small business owner. I would never want to start one of my ad campaigns with, these are uncomfortable and they don't flatter my ass. What are you thinking? Diving into the most problematic issue, there is no such thing as the most desirable traits, in fashion or otherwise. And I personally would not want to support a brand who thinks that certain genes are better than others. All bodies are beautiful, and if you don't think so, you can get bent.
Hi, I just wanted to let the orange dick-sucking traitor know that he's an embarrassment to this state and that the entire country... Oh, I'm calling back. Nope.
Speaker's office. This is Elvis speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, can you tell your coworker it's rude to hang up on her employer? You work for me. Let her know that that's unacceptable to hang up on your employer, and then you can let the speaker, the orange dick-sucking traitor, know that the whole country can't wait. You're going to prison. You're going to prison. You're working for a fascist regime, and you're going to rot in prison. You should learn how to not be a traitor, you fucking traitor.
I don't think I think you are.
You know, all the secretaries went to prison after World War II. Your fascism is disgusting. You're a disgusting traitor, and we can't wait to see you rot in prison. We cannot wait to see you rot in prison. We will celebrate the day that you rot in prison. No, I'm having a terrible day because your state is a bunch of fucking fascists. Aren't you embarrassed? This is so embarrassing. And just so you know, it's recorded and it's going on the internet. So, this is so fucking embarrassing, you fucking traitor.
I am very embarrassed.
What's your name? What's your name? You're not embarrassed. Tell us your name.
Have a good day.
What's your name? Fucking traitor.
Aww.
What's your name? That was Speaker Dustin Burrows' office in Texas. Give him a call.
Okay, I've put this girl on the channel a couple times now. She is obviously very mentally ill, but we'll get into that in a second. The reason why I chose this clip here is because this guy handled her perfectly. This is what she does. She sits at home all day and calls government offices and records herself and looks at the camera like, you see what I'm doing to them? You see what I'm doing to them? This is all she does. And then she has the nerve to say, you work for me. I'm your employer. I can confidently say now that no civil servant, nobody. Her taxes are not paying for anybody's salary. She is definitely on government assistance. Otherwise, how's she sitting at home and making these videos all day, every day? She's obviously got no job. This is her job. TikTok is her job and collecting money from the government. And then she's got the nerve to say, I'm your employer. I pay your taxes. You answer to me. This girl here is the perfect example. I mean, absolute perfect example of when I claim that liberalism is a mental illness. I mean, she is the poster child for it. Bottom line here, at the end of the day, this guy got under her skin. He knew how to handle her. If you guys notice what he was doing, he'd stay quiet, wait for her to talk, and then he would talk while she's talking. And then she snapped at him. Now, if you're trying to impress people and you're recording these calls, you're trying to get the other people to maybe snap at you. I used to do a lot of phone work in the past, either when it came to collections or sales and whatnot, so I knew a lot about communications with people over phones, how to win a conversation, and she was not doing it here at all. This guy won the conversation. In the old telemarketing world, that's what we would call it. He beat her in the conversation. He got under her skin. For me personally, again, because I've seen her clips a few times now, I came across 3 of her clips alone today, just on X alone. I came across her 3 times, 3 separate phone calls. For me, it was personally a breath of fresh air to actually see her get beat in a conversation like this. And it's not that she's such a skilled conversationalist, don't get me wrong here. It's just that she actually lost her cool and she swore at him, calling him an effing fascist, and he was kind of having fun with her on the other end. It was a great thing to see. And reason being is she's not making these calls to actually make a political change in any sort. She just does, this is her TikTok thing. This is what her channel's based on, obviously at this point. Majority of her videos are this, her calling these offices. So for her to actually fail and still post the video up, for me, it's kind of funny.
I just got fired at Target for theft. You wanna know what I stole? Oh, you do? You do? Coffee. I was making myself a coffee every day because one of my coworkers told me it was free. And they brought me into an office and said, we cannot hire you. We cannot have you continue to work here because you're stealing. Oh, what? I didn't fucking know. That was not even my fault. What the fuck? So yeah, really glad I finally got my first job in like over a year and I lost it over fucking coffee. It was like $30 of coffee, by the way. $30. Target's gonna fire me over $30.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color.
My jeans are black!
And eye color.
Wait, does that mean I prefer black jeans or like
My jeans are blue.
I got black jeans in me? Shit!
Genes are passed down parents to offspring. I sound like this. And this is definitely my real voice. And I sound like I haven't got a brain in my head.
Shut up!
She's too good looking and we're not! That's racist!
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Quick PSA to all of the allies out there. If you don't wear a mask, you're an ableist. If you don't wear a mask, you're a eugenist. And if you're being truthful with yourself, you want disabled people to disappear off the planet. So, you still think you're an ally? Because I don't. And if that offended you, put a fucking mask on.
We should have known Sydney Sweeney was a Republican because she's tacky as fuck. Like Dr. Squatch, American Eagle, Baskin Robbins, tacky brands to partner with. And then her partnering with like any and every brand that will have her, that's tacky, that's desperate. And when you see Sydney Sweeney at like red carpet events, premiere events, press junkets, she doesn't look like an A-list celebrity. She looks like a stoned prom queen. I mean, look at this Echo Valley dress, right? It's classic Hollywood glamour. And then Sydney Sweeney is in it with her tan lines showing and a frizzy beach wave. And now partnering with American Eagle makes so much more sense because her whole vibe is hottest girl at the mall in a conservative town. She is Cassie from Euphoria. She is not escaping that in her branding. Like, this is actually really interesting because it's like she's not being typecast in her filmography. She has all of these opportunities, all of these roles, but she's like typecasting herself in her brand deals, in her public persona. I mean, I would feel bad for her, but she's a Republican, so who gives a fuck?
Okay, come on now. You liberal women, what are you guys doing? Let's be honest here. Again, I'm not going to take shots at any individuals. I'm not going to call anybody ugly. I think that's a very mean word to say to somebody. Nobody can help how they were born. But why would you speak down about somebody who's obviously leaps and bounds ahead of you in physical appearance? It doesn't really make much sense. It looks desperate. It looks weak. It looks, in her words, tacky. And you're not convincing anybody. There's not one person that's going to hit play on your video and say, you know what? This extremely average looking girl who can drop a few pounds is absolutely right. Sydney Sweeney is tacky, she's got poor taste, poor style, and she's just an average A-list celebrity. Not one person is going to agree with you. Even your liberal friends, your little liberal buddies who's agreeing with you and leaving you comments saying, yeah, you told them, they don't believe you either. In their mind, they know that Sydney Sweeney is leaps and bounds ahead of you and ahead of them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not some huge Sydney Sweeney person. I wasn't even really super familiar with her until as of recent, but all of you liberals that keep coming out of the woodwork that are extremely average-looking liberals with so much negativity to say towards her. It's not even about the whole Nazi and eugenics thing anymore. It's just about, oh, she's not all that anyways, you know? I would never want to be like her. Come on now. Who are you fooling?
Trump is going to die on the 24th of August at 9 a.m. of a fucking heart attack. And you can quote me on that. I don't know if it's going to be 9 a.m. my time or 9 a.m. his time, but it's probably going to happen around like 8:58 or something. I feel it. Yeah. Like 8:58 and a half. 24th of August. It's going to fucking happen. I got my beers in the fridge chilling. And these are like beers I got for my birthday. So it's like celebratory, bro. And like, I put the whole fucking box in the fridge chilling. So yeah, I'm really excited. Happy Dead Donald Trump month, everyone. I'm really looking forward to it.
I would like everyone to know that there's currently a church group walking right by my apartment. And it is taking everything I have in me to not blast wildly inappropriate music for them. And remind them that Jesus Christ is not their savior.
It's just crazy because we've got people with literal PhDs coming onto this app to very patiently explain to y'all what eugenics is and how dangerous the slippery slope you're on is, and y'all are calling them fake woke. The anti-intellectualism of this conversation is just as haunting as the callousness. Nobody answered me in my last video, so I'm gonna ask again. Who decides how much suffering is too much suffering to bring a child into the world? Like, who gets to draw that line? Because what happens if you're on the other side of that line and the life that you live is deemed unworthy?
You know how I know it is that deep, and it is eugenics from personal experience? I've had people say to my face before, you know, there's places you could go that would pay you to make babies. I guarantee you it is not for my sparkling personality.
If you're talking about eugenics, wear a mask. If you're talking about eugenics, wear a mask. If you saw the Sweeney ad and agree that it was bad, it would be oh so rad to wear a mask.
Burn every Apple product, sell every Apple share, remove everything Apple from your home. Apple is dead. Apple products are dead. Apple is over. Do not buy Apple. Do not share Apple. Do not support Apple. Apple is over.
Happy Saturday. So I'm going to take 1 second to make this video in regards to what's going on right now with coming out about Obama and Hillary and Brennan, Comey, everybody, right? Social media is being monitored by the good guys. And they're trying to take the temperature of the room of America, because what is coming for every single one of these people that committed treason, sedition, seditious conspiracy, crimes against humanity, crimes against children, for what's coming for these people, they need America a certain percentage on board, because it's never happened before. So I'm making this video so that Trump and team and anybody monitoring this can understand what we the people expect. We expect every single person involved in any of those things that I mentioned to be dealt with in the appropriate manner. If that's Gitmo and military tribunals, or if that's prison here, whatever the case may be, we fully 1,000% expect that, and we expect to see it. That is what we want as a nation, and we need to see it so we can heal and understand what these monsters did. If you agree, please share this video so they know we're ready. Have a great day.
Okay, very interesting clip. Smart lady. You know, my wife and I get into quite a few conversations about this. My wife is just as political as I am. When I'm down here recording videos, half of the time she's upstairs watching other videos similar to this on YouTube about other political commentary and whatnot. She did ask me, when are we going to see some orange jumpsuits? How come we're not seeing anybody get arrested yet? There's so much stuff that has come out. Why are we not seeing any action yet? And this lady here just explained it perfectly. I've summed it up in other words, but I've never really gotten into full detail with this. But what she did say here, what makes a lot of sense, and I think it's very easy for people to digest, is that the Trump administration needs to check the temperature of the room before they can really actually do anything. They do need a good percentage of the American citizens on board before they can move forward. Even if they have all the evidence in the world that they need right now, if they have irrefutable evidence and they can say, for instance, like take Obama or Clinton and put their back up against the wall and there's nothing that they can do. It's just, we have enough evidence, you're gonna go to jail. That would not really digest well with the American public at this moment, because just as she said, this has never been done before. We have never seen treason in such a fashion before. We've always suspected it. We've always known that there's shadiness in the government, even when there was Republicans in control in the past. We're pretty much, smart enough to know you can't fully trust the authority that's over you. But it's become very clear and very apparent because the veil came off. I would say especially since 2020. The veil came off since then, and nobody cared to put it back on. Once the monster was out of the closet, the monster was exposed, the monster doesn't care to go back in the closet. Y'all know that we exist now. We're here, deal with it. But still going along the same theories of don't believe your eyes, just believe what we tell you. So when it comes to the whole thing with, say, Barack Obama, what's coming out about that, with the whole Russia collusion thing, with the Epstein files, why people are getting impatient, and you kind of can't blame them because people do want to see some action. But if Trump were to jump on anything right now, it would look like political warfare. It would look just like what the liberals said, that Trump's going to go after his political enemies. That's what he'd be accused of. But the more little bits of evidence you squeak out, like say for instance how the Clintons and a few other people have been subpoenaed for congressional hearings coming up in the next couple months. These are going to be very key and important because these are televised. People can actually have access to these things. People can see the way that the Clintons will be answering these questions. If some of these people will not show up to the subpoenas, the more time that passes, the more this is going to work in the Trump administration's favor to actually get more Americans on board. And not even just Americans, more people around the world on board. More people to actually digest and wake up and realize what's really taken place here. What's really been going on behind those curtains. More and more people are starting to open up their eyes more. More people are starting to wake up. There's not enough yet though, but there will be soon. Everything that this lady said here just made a lot of sense. She packaged it together very well. She made it very easy to understand. And bottom line is she's absolutely correct. It's checking the temperature of the room. Just need to get a few more of the citizens on board. And when enough of them are on board, then it's time to go in for the move. Then it's time for justice to be served. It's time for accountability to finally be had. Alright guys, that is it for this video. If you guys are new to the channel, you're not subscribed as of yet, please hit that subscribe button. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, interact with it in one way or another. And until then, I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
I'm so sick and fucking tired of hearing about privilege. Privilege isn't being white, bonehead. Privilege is living in government housing and calling people oppressors while they pay your fucking bills. Get it? I'm done pretending that any of this bullshit makes sense. You want to talk about privilege? You want to talk about real privilege? Real privilege is wearing $200 sneakers when you haven't worked a day in your life. Privilege is walking around with $300 Beats headphones while you're living on fucking food stamps, while you're on public assistance, and it's paid for by people who wake up and grind every day. Privilege is having the latest smartphone with unlimited data and having zero idea where the bill goes because somebody else is always picking up the tab. Privilege is being able to protest every little thing that offends you without worrying about calling in sick to work because you don't have a fucking job. Privilege is being able to cheat, lie, fail over and over again in life and still get bailed out while people who play by the rules get punished. That's privilege. This isn't about race. This isn't about class. This is about accountability. We've got a culture that rewards victimhood and demonizes work ethic and responsibility. Meanwhile, the people holding everything together for the rest of society, they get taxed into the fucking ground. Their businesses get choked by regulation, and they get personally vilified for speaking up and saying that this is bullshit. You want to talk about privilege? Then start with the people who've never paid the price, but who also scream the loudest. Because they've never had to build anything, they've never had to defend anything, they've never had to carry any real weight. And the reason they get away with it? It's because we don't live in a society of strong men anymore. No. That's been dismantled on purpose over the last 50 years. Because a society of strong men would never put up with any of this bullshit. And that's exactly why they came after us first.